So they've broken up with you, they've moved on. Of course they've moved on, like, of course that's gonna happen. But why is it that they can't take the time to, you know, like reflect and work on themselves? No, that's not gonna happen. But why? My friends, there are so many reasons why, and this is what I'm gonna talk about in the video. Hello everyone and welcome back. As always, I hope that you're all doing really well. So in today's video, we're talking about why the narcissist can't be alone. Like, why can't they just be alone? Why can't they just take the time to work on themselves? And perhaps maybe in the next relationship, they are going to be better, or they're going to understand themselves more. Yeah, this is what we are going to be exploring in this video. But one thing that I've got to say to you is that in order for you to be able to do that, you need to have self-awareness. That's the thing. You need to have self-awareness. It's not the fact that you're entering into therapy or going to therapy and admitting mistakes and saying sorry. You have to have awareness. But I'm going to talk about this more in the video. But my friends, before I get into the video, I just want to mention that I do go live on this channel every single Tuesday, and it's a vibe. Like, you need to check it out. Like, come on over. The community is amazing, and if there is a question that you have or there's something on your mind, I'd say come on over to the live, because it's absolutely free for you to join. What have you got to lose? I'd love to see you there. Okay. So why can't they be alone? Well, the major factor, why a narcissist can't be on their own. It doesn't necessarily have to be a narcissist. There are many people out there who just cannot be on their own. Like, they have to constantly be in a relationship. They've constantly got to be with someone, because being alone really scares them. And it's about the fact that they need to be able to have someone around them, and this is all to do with their attachment. And it is a problematic attachment because there's something within them that stops them or does not allow them to be on their own. And the thing that stops them or does not allow them to be on their own is the fact that they've got to go within and look at themselves. That's ultimately the issue here. For a narcissist, to be alone is the most scariest thing in the world. Like, that is their fear. That's a narcissist's fear, to be on their own. Because when you are on your own, it forces you to introspect and look at things that perhaps maybe you are doing, not necessarily wrong, but things that are triggering you, things that are bringing up the past to the forefront. Now, think about a narcissist who has had a really toxic, really unsafe, problematic upbringing, where they were never seen, where they were never allowed to be themselves, where they were not allowed to develop a sense of self. Perhaps maybe they are needing, maybe they got a lot of validation, or perhaps maybe they got told what to do a lot in their childhood. So going into adulthood, they need a lot of validation, they need a lot of focus, they need people to kind of advise them and tell them what they have to do, because they can't kind of stand on their own 2 feet. Also, for a narcissist, the fact that if they need somebody and they can't be alone is because they need to be, in some respects, entertained. Yes, my friends, it is. They need to be entertained because they, again, don't want to be alone, because they don't want to introspect. They don't want to be thinking about themselves. All of their fears, all of their triggers and trauma does come up. Because think about it, like, if you sit by yourself or you're on your own, you got a lot of thinking time, don't you? And this thinking time really forces you to go within. You think about yourself, you think about what's going on for you, what has happened, you know, like you're worried about what will happen. And that's certainly what happens for a narcissist. So if they have a lot of people around them, or if they have a lot of exes that they can call up, this provides distraction, doesn't it? This provides distraction to stopping them from thinking. That's why they need a lot of people around them, for entertainment, to basically cause them some sort of entertainment. That's basically what's happening. Now, someone who isn't narcissistic and that can't be alone is the same principle here. Okay, except the fact that they will go into any old relationship, any old connection with someone, because they would most probably have like an anxious attachment style, perhaps maybe a little bit of ambivalence there. So this person never really works on themselves. They never have the time to just process and be, because that scares them again. That scares them of being alone. They also feel like they can't be alone because they don't feel that they are good enough or adequate enough to stand on their own 2 feet, to be in the world, to be themselves. This is what happens to people like this. They feel very detached, withdrawn from things around them, because actually they need this other person to be able to stimulate them, to provide some sort of motivation, or for them to feel like they are whole. And that's the thing, they don't feel like they are good enough. They're usually people pleasers, not all of them, but usually these are the traits. And so when you are not working on yourself, what you're doing is you are stopping yourself from actually elevating, moving forward, being able to see things from a different perspective, because you don't allow yourself that time to be able to develop and access that inner knowledge. Think about it. When you're in a relationship, you're constantly distracted by other things, constantly probably doing things for the other person, putting them first. Not for a narcissist. I'm not saying this is for a narcissist, because the narcissist will never put anybody else first. They always put themselves first. They're very, very selfish, as you all know, and they always think about themselves. So in both scenarios, there's no introspection. And when there is no introspection, you are not creating awareness, an abundance of that awareness. Because remember, when you have awareness, when you realize these things about yourself, you are working on your triggers. You know the things that cause you, okay, to feel a certain way. And when you have someone who is constantly stimulating you, constantly overwhelming you, you start to overthink. You are then busied with these thoughts of overthinking, usually which are really negative. You never actually have time to really process and sit with yourself and just be you. That doesn't happen. So you see, that is the issue here. That's why it is very difficult for someone who is always constantly with another person. Okay, you just don't have the time for you. You can't do self-care. You can't develop the self-love. So what you do is you stay stuck. You stay stuck in this prison, in this kind of mediocre life. Even though in the meantime, you feel safe, you feel secure, so to speak, because you've got another person who is taking care of you, who's making you feel better. But actually, in the long run, this doesn't provide any comfort or any platform for you to be able to grow, because you're constantly stuck. You're busied with other thoughts. If that person is triggering you, if that person is causing you to feel overwhelmed, you don't have time to be able to detach from that person and to be able to work on yourself. This is why being alone, possibly even taking time out, okay, to work on you, to really discover you. These are important tools when you are moving forward. You know, when you are working on you, having time and the clarity to be able to unveil, to create that awareness is what is really important here. And my friends, for a narcissist, okay, they just don't create that space because it comes from a fear-based mentality and it scares them to be on their own, which is why they're constantly looking for the validation. They think that is the remedy. They think that is the way forward, to be able to get other people just to constantly focus on you, give you attention, make you feel good. So what they are doing is they're externalizing that. Actually, what that causes is an impower of balance, even though they're wanting something from you. Because actually, if you think about it, when you want something from someone, that leaves you a little bit powerless, destabilized, because you're always looking for something that you feel that you don't have. And that is true for the narcissist. They feel that they don't have these things. So they are constantly looking for another person to provide them this. So this person is never going to be able to heal. The narcissist is not going to be able to heal from this or be able to get over this, because actually they are looking for something that is outside of themselves, always looking for someone to give them what they cannot give themselves. And that is the thing. You hold the true power in this dynamic. The narcissist isn't powerful. The narcissist is always looking for something that someone can give them. Do you know what? I talk more about this in this video over here. Click this link because I think it will go deeper into trying to understand why a narcissist behavior is like this and what causes them to constantly trigger you. You know, like the reason why they trigger you is so that they get emotional validation from you. And that's something that you need to remember is all about the emotional validation. Please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. And if you're interested, please see the description box below. I've also got a mentorship and a journal club if you're interested in joining, or kind of, this is great to work alongside any like therapeutic interventions that you're having or counseling. Please click the link for the for more information. And I've also got the mentorship, which is a community of like-minded individuals. If you want to join a supportive community, please see the link in the description box. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.